Okay, you guys wanted it, I guess. My official follow-up video on 2.2. You might be thinking I'm making this for views, and I actually am. But in reality, I only scratched the surface with my previous video. If any of you missed that, I talked about how many levels 2.2 might have, and what I think the songs might be. In this video, however, I want to talk about a couple of my ideas, and the possibility of Geometry-Meltdown or Geometry-World getting updates when 2.2 releases. And I just want to bring this up now, but a lot of you thought that Etzer or Lemons would be the artist for the song for 2.2. While I can see that, RobTop isn't cool enough to let someone who's part of the community make a song for the game. LOL. Also, have you ever taken an image, put it into Google, and looked at the related images? Well, this is why you don't. I tried this once, and this abomination shows up. My god, I need to stop using the internet. And yes, I know the technical difficulties meme is overused. Get over it. Okay, I get it. I need to stop with the memes. For now. 2.2 is quite a peculiar update, or at least at this very moment. We don't really have that much info to go off of, other than that we're going to be getting a new 8th game mode in 2.2. But the thing is, there are clues left in 2.1 that we can read about. If anyone remembers the Easter eggs on the Coming Soon page, where you'd press the info button and you get a cryptic little message about the next update, in 1.9 it said, "Here be dragons," and in 2.0 we got those little monsters, and although they didn't make a big impact, they were honestly a really cool addition to the game. Currently, the Easter egg says, "A darkness is coming," which could be a hint to another vault, which has been speculated quite a bit. Anyways, let's get into some of the ideas. First up is the portal for the new vehicle. So, I have 3 ideas of what color it might be. 1, I think it'll be a darker blue than the wave portal. 2, I think it'll be like a nice yellow color. And 3, maybe like a reddish pink color. Any of these would work really nicely, honestly. They all contrast from the current colors and don't look too ugly. Another thing I'd like to see are more collectibles. Either some new types of shards, or maybe a completely new collectible. With 2.2, a lot of ideas are up in the air right now. From what I've witnessed in 2.0 and 2.1, it seems like a story is slowly developing, which is pretty weird. Now, a more abstract idea I had towards this update was actually Geometry-Meltdown and Geometry-World. What if part of the reason that 2.2 is taking so long is because he's updating those games as well? I know this idea is a lot more far-fetched, but it's one of those things that I'd argue would be well worth the extra wait. After all, support for Geometry-Meltdown died really early, and I'd love for it to make a return. Same goes for Geometry-World. If I remember correctly, RobTop did say that he wanted to actually continue with the development of Geometry-World, even if it was just more levels and such. If Geometry-Meltdown were to get an update, I'm sure it would at least add a 4th level, maybe more. I would hope that it would still follow the theme of using an F777 song. I even put together a preview of a level that I think would fit in with the rest of the Meltdown levels using F777's Chinese Dance Machine. If you guys want me to finish it and make a full video with the whole level, go right ahead. I put this together fairly quickly, but it was mostly to show off what I think Meltdown could look like. And I am aware that those are 2.1 blocks, and Meltdown has strictly been 2.0 blocks only thus far, but I think there's a good chance that we'll see 2.1 blocks in the update, and probably the new 2.2 blocks as well. As for Geometry Dash World, I have absolutely no idea what's in store, but I feel like that's the best part of it. I really liked that game because it innovated how levels in Geometry Dash work. Instead of a few long levels, we got lots of really short levels. And even though the game was most likely to beta test gauntlets, I like the idea of it a lot, and I really hope RobTop gives it an update with a new area. I can definitely say that these games were a delight upon release, and then they kind of sucked after that because of the lack of support. For example, the last level that was featured in Geometry Dash World was Promises by Adiel, which was made back in 2.0. Now, the game still gets the daily levels that 2.1 has, and that's where my idea starts. Now, it's not as likely for Geometry Dash Meltdown to get an update, but I'm certain that Geometry Dash World will have one of two things happen to it. It will either be removed from the App Store and the Google Play Store once 2.2 comes out, or it will get an update as well. Now, let me explain why I believe this. First of all, Geometry Dash World was the first spin-off game that had support for online levels and daily levels. If RobTop were to update regular Geometry Dash to 2.2, but not do anything with Geometry Dash World, it would stop working, as it would no longer be compatible with the daily levels, which, keep in mind, it shares with regular Geometry Dash. So, if he won't remove it from app stores, he will have to update it with 2.2 content to make sure it still works. And if you ask me, that sounds like a good time to release a new world in Geometry Dash Worlds. I'd love to see some 2.1 and 2.2 themed levels in a new world. I have no clue what this new world might be, but I've seen a lot of really good fan-made ideas, such as Dry Desert, Dangerous Mines, and my personal favorite, Frozen Route. But anyways, those are my ideas towards both 2.2 and Geometry Dash World. If you guys have any ideas of your own, feel free to leave a comment about it, as I love hearing what you guys have to say about these topics. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate the recent support shown on my previous video, and I just hope that everyone here understands that school is an absolute grind right now. But anyways, thanks, and I'll see you all later.